I'm Dr. Bo Tucker. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. And today at Chiropractic Wellness Center here in Spokane Valley, today I want to talk about something that's really important. It's called subluxation degeneration. Now, it's a big word and not people know much about it, but I want to talk about the process of what happens and how it affects your overall health. So first of all, you think about what is a subluxation. Well, I tell my patients this all the time. A subluxation is a misalignment that's in your spine or actually in a joint in your body. So the bones actually get misplaced out of their normal position, and then it begins to pinch and compress on nerves that are around it. That nerve compression causes problems. So when a nerve gets pinched or compressed, it gets a little bit angry. When that happens, it begins to swell. So there's actually a process that takes place where the swelling begins. So the body's saying, hey, I'm irritated and there's a problem here. When that happens, then your muscles begin to tighten up. When your muscles begin to tighten up, then you start to get more of a pull. And so when that happens, the same process begins again. So it's called a negative feedback loop. So what happens is the spine gets out of place, the nerve gets affected, it starts to swell, then the muscles get reactive, and then the muscles, as they get more reactive, they pull the bone out of place, and then the thing starts again. So it just keeps cycling on itself. And a lot of times these things can happen at a very low grade amount, and so we don't have a lot of symptoms that are associated with it. Sometimes they are, but 90% of our nerves don't transmit pain. So a lot of things can happen along our nerves without us even knowing, because it's not on a nerve that's going to tell us something's wrong as far as pain is concerned. So if this thing sits in our body for a long time, and there's always just a discomfort, and maybe you move in a certain spot that's been there for a long time, it doesn't seem to correct or go away, what happens over time is something called pathophysiology. What that means is that the bones, as they get moved out of their normal position, now they don't articulate or move like they're supposed to. Being out of this normal position over a long period of time causes those joints to actually degenerate or break down faster than they normally would. So subluxation degeneration then is this process that begins with a simple misalignment from either stress or some other physical activity, or maybe you slipped and fell or something like that happens. So you get that misalignment and it kind of gets in place. And then over time, the nerve, as it gets compressed, begins to swell. Then of course, we talked about how the muscles react to that. As that tightens up, it's gonna actually kind of hold that place without proper movement occurring. When you take a joint and you stop moving it, then it speeds up arthritis. And that's how arthritis kind of becomes and builds at an earlier age. And we all have to deal with arthritis. But if we can learn to move and do the things that we need to freely and keep our joints in their proper alignment, movements happen much better for a much longer period of time. So that's why chiropractic is helpful in this instance, is that we can give people adjustments, correct these misalignments or subluxations, and stop that degenerative process from occurring and keep it from progressing like it's going to otherwise. So thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Have a great day. This is Dr. Bo Tucker.